What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Tap In Podcast. I know it's been a couple weeks since we last talked, but we are here to grace you guys' lives with our football knowledge. So, starting off, we will be talking about Mateo's Chelsea, who just laid the smackdown on Barcelona and some other teams I can't remember. Then we will be moving on to Manchester City. We're talking about how they've been doing the last few weeks, and then probably finish it off with Aston Villa, my beloved Aston Villa, who've been playing very good, nipping on the heels of Chelsea, if I say so myself. But
yeah, you are.
Mateo, how you guys have been looking, man? Y'all been, kind of up and down, if by what I've seen on my FOTMob app.
Mostly up.
Mostly up.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you, and I kind of wanted to bring this up, but yeah, I feel like the downs have been so insane. It feels like that the downs really feel like major downs. But I think I was just reviewing our last match fixtures, and overall, it looks really good. And anyways, I'm going to talk about that towards the end. Great couple of weeks for Chelsea, starting off with that Burnley game, which was not something to ignore because it was the first game back from an international break. It was a weird time. It was an away game at Burnley, which can be pretty intense, and so that game could have easily been the beginning of a rough couple of weeks. But we got that done, and then Barcelona laid it down, no problems. Absolutely took advantage of that high line. Was just defensively so sound. Esteval completely showing off. Lamine Yamal completely being locked up by Cucurella. I mean, it was a spectacle to say the least. But even though that was a big game, Barcelona's obviously been struggling defensively. So, it was. They're definitely a scary team, but maybe not as scary as in the past. They're dealing with some stuff obviously right now. That Arsenal game was really the big anxious point, and I went to see it with my boy Julius, so he knows how anxious I was. I was there. I was tripping out when Caicedo got that red card. I immediately was like, trauma from the last two reds. Yeah, honestly, because to be fair, right, and this is what I was gonna get at. Two of our biggest losses have come from a red card. Straight and simple. We just couldn't figure out how to get out of that red card. Right, the red card at the 5th minute by Robert Sanchez against Man United, and Maresca absolutely panicking during the decision making there. Absolutely made us lose that game, and we had Cole Palmer for that game, which he scored that one goal, but obviously, actually, did he score that one goal? I think he did. But obviously he had to be taken out early because it reflared his injury. And then again, we had that red against Brighton, which we unfortunately couldn't pull ourselves out of. So when I saw that red, man, especially him, you guys know how I feel about him. You know how I feel about my boy. I was like, okay, the cornerstone, the structure of this team is going to crumble. The midfield is going to be open. Declan Rice is going to just have his way with us.
No,
not
sir.
At first, it did look that way. I'm not going to lie to you. At first, it did look a little empty in the midfield. Reece James, Enzo, both of them locked that down. Reece James did a lot of work. Swapping between...
Leading by example.
Yeah. Our skipper, our captain. I mean, and that's what's amazing about Chelsea this season. And Julius, I need you to hold me accountable here because my knowledge is limited. I'm a recent convert, a bandwagoneer, as some might say. But I will say, I feel like every single week somebody else comes out as just spectacular. We had obviously Caicedo has had a lot of spectacular games. We've had Garnacho showings, Neto showings all over the pitch. Neto, I know. Neto's definitely under.
I've had to talk you off the ledge on him a couple
I
times because I'm
know.
like,
Yeah,
but bro,
absolutely.
he's coming through.
He
There was
puts the
some
work.
games
He
where
puts the
he was
work.
leading the way.
Yeah, absolutely. He's always serving, and honestly, the stats really don't paint the full picture. He's constantly tracking back. He's basically a defender at times too, tracking back, absolutely breaking up plays, and then great service, great shots. He had an amazing free kick against Nottingham Forest, I think.
Yeah.
So every single position, Chalaba and Fofana, great defensively against Arsenal, absolutely ballers. So I'm so in awe. I'm so excited for this team. It's such a fun team to watch, and we're doing all of this without our two best players, which is Levi Colwell and of course Cole Palmer. And honestly, I'm excited. And here's the thing about Chelsea. I really feel like I've been listening to a lot of like news pundits, a lot of the ESPN FCs and the Sky Sports and all this other stuff. And every time they talk about Chelsea, there's this tone of, "Oh, very cool. Oh yeah, great painting. Let me put that on the wall. Good job.
Yeah, it's like a
good job,
good
kid."
job.
Like a pat on the
Yeah.
head.
100%.
They don't recognize the standings. They don't recognize the talent. They don't recognize the depth because in every one of those positions, Maresca's done a great job at rotating the team. Everybody's been getting minutes. Everybody's been getting better. I mean, from one to like I feel like Chalaba from early this season and Chalaba from today, two totally different players. Malo Gusto from beginning of the season to Malo Gusto today, completely different. And we've only been in a few months. I mean, the speed that this team is catching up, it's evolving, it's growing, it's maturing, is so impressive to me. And the reason I bring that up is because everyone's so timid to say that Chelsea might be the team to really upset Arsenal at the end of the season. Everybody thinks, and I think maybe it has to do with the past. Maybe this kind of pattern has happened before where Chelsea starts off really good and then especially during like the Christmas season, it's just absolutely slips in form and we just end up having to play catch up the rest of the season. Is that what it is? Is that why everybody's so scared to just get excited?
I was gonna interject, and yeah, definitely, because this time last year, actually, you guys were in a similar situation where I think Arsenal were leading the pack, or I don't think Liverpool had completely taken over just yet, but there was a point where you guys jumped into second, and you guys were looking dominant, and people were like, "Oh, are they in the title race?" And then you guys quickly fell off after the Christmas break. So I think there is that hesitancy, and I've been watching some of the pundits as well and some of the Chelsea fans online. And there is that hesitancy because it is such a young team. What was it that you told me at the bar? Was the average age of your squad?
24.
Woo!
That's wild.
That is
Which
young.
is exciting because you have these players who are showing up despite their age, who are leading the way, leading the charge. Caicedo, he's a young man, but for
Yeah.
me, he's your linchpin 100%. So we'll get into the specifics of this game, but losing him shows some of that, maybe that immaturity or
Yeah.
being so rash, but that's going to come with age, that he's going to become a little bit more selective with how he goes into those challenges. Cole Palmer, your young creative talent, I mean, he's been missing, but you guys are in a similar position than that you were in last year, and I think you guys are going to be probably the closest contender to Arsenal, who look, especially before this game, at risk of just running away with it like Liverpool did last year. I want to say that we're in it, but I think right now you guys have kind of usurped us because of our inconsistencies, in terms of being that second team that's going to be pushing Arsenal week by week.
I want to say one thing, and I'm going to ask you to fact check me on this. I've been watching a little bit of the older games, a few of the older games from last season, some highlights as well. And I think something that I found really striking is how at no point in a lot of those games was there like fluidity. It was almost like every game was very gritty. Every game was like it didn't feel like there was a general tactic or a general like focus. It was very much like there was obviously a tactic, but like all of those finishes, if it wasn't a Cole Palmer finish, it was a Cole Palmer assisted finish. A lot of those wins were like just not pretty, right? Can you compare to that Barcelona game and even this Arsenal
I
game
mean, yeah.
where it was like a web? You could literally see all the little, you know how like the pundits will do the little beads with the little webs between all those crisp, nice, clean passes, those interceptions, like an actual like method to that madness. Do you feel like that's maybe the difference between last season and this season, and maybe that's something that Chelsea fans should be excited about?
I don't think there's a limit to how excited you guys should be at this point, and I do agree.
Well,
There
it's just
were,
cautiousness right now, right? It's cautiousness.
yeah.
No,
I
we don't
think
want to be hurt again.
I think it's
What
cautious
what
optimism.
I feel. What it's yeah.
Yep. Because look, to kind of bridge the gap, like my experience, the Bears, right? I talked about it before we started the podcast. Every year, the average Bears fan, if you ask them, are they going? They got a lot of talent, man. They're gonna be good. You be like,
Hmm.
it's the Bears, man. I don't get my hopes up. You know, they show promise, but at the end of the day, it's the Bears. They probably gonna let you down. And I have a feeling, while I haven't paid attention enough, have dipped in a few times on Twitter and whatnot. And that seems to be like, oh, it's Chelsea, man. They never, they're never really making a splash. They're just gonna beat Chelsea again. They try and spend a lot of money to get good, but it never works out. So it's like, you know. But now y'all are playing really good, and everybody's like, is this Chelsea or is this a new Chelsea? Kind of like the Bears right
Yeah.
now.
I think it's a good comparison because who is it? Ben Johnson is the coach.
Yeah.
He's a brand new coach for the Bears, and maybe last year he was under a different management, they weren't looking as good. But just like how Maresca has come, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but Mateo, was last year Maresca's first year in charge of Chelsea?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there was like Graham Potter, Pochettino, like there
Hmm.
was a lot of shuffling.
Yeah, I think August of 2023
Okay,
maybe was when he started. So early
so
into
so
last season.
it definitely, I think there are
Or
some
almost
similarities
right.
where under a brand new coach, there's brand new ideas, and sometimes it takes time to settle in, and
Hmm.
for the team to fully understand what the coach is asking of them, for them to form those relationships on the pitch. And I agree with you. There was gritty wins because of Caicedo's physicality.
Yeah.
Enzo, we learned, is not a six, which is where he was deployed a lot last year, and it wasn't working. Just like how you said, it was like either Cole Palmer assisted or Cole Palmer scoring. It's a similar situation to us with Holland, where it's
Yeah.
an over reliance on a single player. They either have a bad game or they get injured, and then your whole attacking like threat is neutered. So I think it. I don't want to say it's a blessing the fact that Cole got injured early
Injured.
on, but it's giving your team an opportunity to find some of the other
Swim on our
elements and to
own. Yeah.
And to
and to
play as
gain
a team.
confidence in themselves that they don't need Cole Palmer to win big games or at least be competitive like in
Hmm.
this Arsenal game, because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but even before the Caicedo situation in like the 30th minute, Chelsea were in charge of this game, dude,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
against the team that everybody would have said, "Oh, Arsenal, they're coming in, they're gonna lay it smack down in
They
Stamford
just beat
Bridge.
Bayern
They
Munich.
got
They
depth
just
for days."
destroyed
Yeah,
Apes. Yeah. Yeah. Which, by the
I
way,
think
I've been hearing a lot of people back off on that. That
oh,
Arsenal has depth. They're like, oh well,
brother,
Saliba and
it's
Gabriel were
yeah,
injured, and this and the other. It's like, no, you can't. You can't start off the season being like, we got depth for days, and then
no,
all of a sudden you're
no, no, no,
whimpering
no, no.
because you got not
Listen,
even a loss, a draw against
the
10
these
men. But
coaches overthink things for
yeah,
sure. Saliba getting a training knock, they said, so
hmm,
he's out for a couple days. Okay, hopefully that's just what it was, and it wasn't Arteta wanting to try out a new pairing and just hope for the best and be like, oh yeah, look at my depth, because that's crazy. These guys are fairly new in Capie and Mosquera. To put them out there on their own, if there was an actual injury with Saliba, it's kind of ballsy, and it's almost challenging you guys to come at us. Oh, we just got that death. We're that defensively solid that we don't think you can break us down.
Yeah. No, I
You
agree.
guys looked that threat of breaking them down again and again in that first half.
Oh, absolutely. I sincerely believe
You
if
were
we
in
had
control.
all 11 on the field, 11 versus 11, this would have been absolutely a clean sheet wipeout. Like, absolutely, yeah, an absolute spectacle. I just want to end with a couple of things. The one thing that really, and maybe you can, this is where you're saying, like, what do you see as Chelsea's weaknesses? Because I have two. I think for sure it's these red cards, right? Because if you think about it, right, if we didn't have that red card with Man United and Brighton, we'd actually be above Arsenal right now. That's 6 points we would have, right?
Yeah, potentially.
So and it's not from a technical perspective because the only two games that we've lost fair and square were Bayern Munich in the Champions League and the Sunderland game, the 2-1 Sunderland game loss. Every other game, we've either looked solid or absolutely wiped the floor. So is it just those red cards? Is it just consistently getting that? Because defensively, it looks like we're finally good. Goalkeeper Robert Sanchez, that's the other thing. Who would have
I was
thought?
impressed
Who
with
would
him.
have thought Robert Sanchez would turn to be like a proper Chelsea goalkeeper? This game showed a different side of that man. But yeah, what do you think could be Chelsea's weakness? You guys, like, what do you guys think is Chelsea's weakness moving forward?
I definitely think that you guys need to find your center back pairing. If Levi Colwell is back
I was gonna
for
say
good,
defense. Sorry.
and no, by all means, Hutch, go ahead.
Nah,
I just feel
I was gonna say sorry. I was gonna say I feel
no.
like
Go ahead.
defensively is, but I'm not. I feel like I haven't watched enough of them to give you a solid enough
Yeah,
take.
that's the
on
thing. I would have said defensively too, but like Fana and Chalobah looked really good. That's a pretty good pairing.
today. Yeah, 100%.
Badiashile and Josh Achampong have looked good in the past.
Great
And
name.
Tosin, yeah.
Tosin, I have my.
But
Hopefully,
that's my
he'll
thing. You
change
guys
my
been
mind.
chopping and changing so much. I think you guys need to come up with who that pairing is, and if somebody gets injured or needs a break, okay, you switch one of them out. But
Reece James
keep
back
switching
there.
them, huh?
I said put Reece James back there.
He's killing it everywhere else. I
Yeah,
mean,
honestly, I don't know.
maybe.
Maresca said at the beginning that he sees Reece James as a midfielder, and I kind of think he's right. He
might be right.
Caicedo with Reece James with Malgusa's right back.
So
Enzo
solid.
as a cam still pretty solid. If obviously if Cole Palmer's not there, if he needs a break, I mean that was an impressive showing from Reece James. Obviously the problem with Reece James is you can't use him like you could, Neto
Injury
for
prone.
example. He's injury prone. That hamstring, you got to keep an eye on it. That's why Maresca pulled him off during the Burnley game at the 45-minute mark, and rightfully so, because look how it paid off. Yeah, I don't know. Like I agree with you. Maybe defensively it could be. Or maybe we'll have like a drop in form defensively through this season. Maybe this is kind of just like a purple patch with our center backs. I always wanted to say that our attacking could use a little bit more work. I hate to say it, but Joao Pedro. I
You need to
see
figure out who
Joao
your striker
Pedro.
is.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Delap still hasn't had that much time back from his injury. I think he's only really played 2 games total, maybe 3 games total. Joao Pedro, I don't know why he's so timid. Shoot the ball, man. We know you can ball. We know you can shoot. Like, shoot the ball. Like he missed that obvious shot where he second guessed himself, kept dribbling, and lost.
He could have
lost the
either laid it
opportunity.
off or just shot it.
Just shot it.
Just shoot it. You're
It
the
was a
striker,
great
man.
opportunity.
Yeah,
Just
he's a
shoot
striker,
that
and
shit.
he's a talented striker. I really believe that. I think he's there's something psychological in Joao Pedro that's he's like anxious or something, and I feel like the moment he can figure that out, he'll be really great. I really sincerely believe that. And
I
he's like
agree.
just a different type of striker too. So it's you can have Delap and Joao Pedro, and they'd be perfect for different. Like when you need somebody that needs to break down a low block, you can get Delap in there, just bully people around. If you have something that's a little bit more spread out, and you just need somebody to come and link up and push the ball forwards a little bit more, you can get Joao Pedro in there. I think both of them are necessary, but yeah, I don't know. It just hasn't worked.
I also think that when we saw João Pedro at his best, it was in the Club World Cup with Cole
Yeah.
Palmer feeding
Yeah.
him the ball. And Cole Palmer has been out for a while.
The Fluminense game that was
Yeah.
an outside of the ball shot that I think he just built. It was just placed to him. But
Yeah,
the
but
PSG
even
game,
in the final against PSG,
PSG was fed.
like,
to him, yeah.
that you fell in love with João Pedro in that game. I remember you were like, "Oh my god,
No.
who's
It was
this man."
It was the Fluminense game, and I have receipts. I actually found.
No,
the
I
text,
understand.
'cause
I'm not saying that, but
keep
you were like
spreading all
in
this
awe.
misinformation. Yeah,
You were in awe
No,
in that game. You were like,
I was.
"Oh."
No, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was smitten for sure.
It was a great game. It was a great performance.
But
But all I'm saying is we haven't seen Cole Palmer in this team, and
yeah,
I think a lot of questions are going to be answered when Cole Palmer is fully back. He was on the bench in this game, but him starting, seeing how if he can get João Pedro back on point, scoring, feeding Delap the ball, and how him and Esteval can play together, I think that could give you guys a whole new dynamic that can take your attacking to that next level.
Let me ask you this. Well, let me pose this, right?
Strike a pose.
If Yao Pedro is like a much better striker when Cole Palmer is on the field, what does that say about him that he can't get it done as much without him on the field? Like that is he reliant on Cole Palmer being there for him to be elite, or is he still good in his own right?
It's an assumption that we're making, to be fair. It's an assumption that when Cole Palmer comes back, Joao Pedro will be better again.
I'm just saying, what if he could?
No. I hear you. But if that ends up being the case, at the end of the day, a striker is there to finish, right? To finish the job. So if the team's not serving chances properly, or maybe tactically, the team is more interested in getting those shots from the flanks, which we've seen a few times, obviously, or from set pieces. Then it could just be that maybe the team is not structured in a way that you have that that diamond shape where you're just feeding the ball to a striker. Because Joao Pedro isn't a bad player. Like if you really watch him throughout the game, he's a little bit like Neto, where he's coming back deep, he's trying to link up plays, he's passing, he dribbles great. There's a video of him dribbling 3 Arsenal players. Unfortunately, it didn't lead to anything, but he has the skills. He's a skilled player. But ultimately, it could also just mean that maybe he's not a 15 goal a season striker. Maybe he's just a different tool for the tool set. But I really want to see. I guess all I'm trying to say is I don't feel like we've seen the best of Joao Pedro. I think maybe you're right. Maybe Cole Palmer is the person that you need to feed him opportunities and chances. Maybe he's like the last puzzle piece that's going to really make this a really scary attacking team. But
he should.
Yeah, man. I still believe in Joao, man. I still believe in him. And I like Delap too.
I think so.
Delap could be really good as well.
If Cole
I really think
plays like he did in the Club World Cup, y'all gonna be all right.
Oh, me too. I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
This injury might have been a good thing for him in the long run too, just from
No. My man stubbed his toe, and what kind of shit is that?
I think that was a lie, by the way. That's bullshit. Because they said that he fractured his toe. Nobody comes back from a fracture after a week. He was in training after a week, and they said that they built him a brand new specialty boot. And if you look at the pictures, bro, he's wearing his shoes. That's just his regular shoes. I think that was some mind games. I think that was because Maresca didn't want to drop Cole Palmer straight into 2 really heavy-handed games. I think he really just wanted to let him, let this
Okay,
pass,
but
and it's going to slowly temper him. But I agree with you. Overall, though, he does look a little bit beefier. He looks a little bit like he looks like he might be a little stronger. He's probably been training this whole time he's been out from in other ways. So hopefully it means that he'll come back more robust, less prone to injury. But yeah, wingers have that injury. That's Lamine Yamal is dealing with the same thing. So,
too many people
right.
stubbing their toes out here, man.
Hey, FIFA's frustrating. What can I say?
I feel that. But Julius, man, what's going on, man? 2-game losing streak. Man, I mean, sorry, you broke it. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, almost 3, but almost 3. It was a little nerve wracking for you guys there for a second.
It was. So
Saint Foden's really saved us.
He sure did.
Listen, okay, so yeah, you're absolutely right. That Newcastle game, which I don't think we had a chance to cover, it was frustrating, but St. James's Park is a frustrating place to go. We're not the first team to have struggled there. And that's not an excuse because we should have done better. We should have done a lot better with putting away our chances. Now, were there some yellow cards that should have been dished out to Jolinton especially? Possibly. But it didn't happen, and I'm not interested in the past. It is what it is. Now, Bayer Leverkusen, that was a nightmare. And I don't know, as much as I think he's a genius, this is a classic case of of Guardiola overthinking. Yeah, Mr. Peppermint Patty. Overthinking it, where he rotated his entire side. And I don't understand why you would do that when it's Leeds at the weekend. Yes, as we'll get into, Leeds proved a lot more difficult than I think any of us were anticipating. But I don't know if it was he's been paying attention too much in the media about that Bundesliga tax and not buying the fact that they were going to be all that threatening. But they put the sword to us. I mean, we rotated our entire team, including Donnarumma, for Trafford, who unfortunately, I really wanted to root for Trafford, who was our old academy goalkeeper that, went abroad, went to the championship, and then eventually made it back to us. I wanted to root for him, but the gulfing class between Trafford and Donnarumma is vast.
That was a good buy, you think, then?
Huh?
Do you think the Donnarumma purchase was a good move then?
I don't see how I can not agree with that, because at this point he's saved us so many times. I mean, in parts of the season, we've talked about how it's really only Haaland that's going to be a goal threat going forward, and Donnarumma has been our defense, because as we saw in this game this weekend, our defense is still so shaky, and this is it's some of the same bonehead moves and lack of I guess focus when we're in defense that plagued us last year, that's rearing its ugly head now, because we just can't stay consistent. I mean, before the international break, I was flying high. We beat the hell out of Liverpool, and we looked convincing. And even in this game, I mean, that first half, we looked so good. And I mean, I don't know if it was in the group chat or if it was you directly, Mateo, but I was feeling myself. I was like, this is what I got to see. Because my boy Foden, finally, we seen him in the Champions League get that brace against Dortmund. But, the first minute, the first shot on goal, we're one goal up. So I was super impressed with how we started the game. Vardiol had a header. Nico cross came in off a corner. Nico O'Reilly headed it down, and Vardiol scored the second goal before halftime. And going into the second half, I was like, listen, one more, or just park the bus. Just look solid defensively. Pass the ball around. If you could nick another goal, great.
None of that happened.
It did not happen that way. It did not happen that way. And again, I want to give kudos to the fact that Mateus Nunes got that first assist for Foden. But similar to how you feel about Gusto, no, actually it's the opposite because you don't feel like he's that great attacking wise. I feel like Mateus Nunes is better
Oh, yeah.
attacking wise than he is defending. Even last year, there was a couple instances where it was stupid back passes and then he gives the ball up and it leads directly to a goal against us. Or he stomps on somebody's foot inside the box and we get a penalty. And that's exactly how Leeds got their first goal on Saturday. He's going to clear the ball. He passes it straight to a Leeds player who passes it in to Calvert-Lewin, straight into the bottom corner. I think it's like the 48th minute. So as soon as we get back from the break, kind of just losing that momentum that dominance that we had built up. And then soon thereafter, I mean, let me see, what was the minute that this? On the 68th minute, Vardio, your doppelganger, Mateo,
Yeah.
who I like as a center back. Last year he was mostly as a left back, but because Nico O'Reilly has made his way into the team and is playing left back and has been looking good doing it, Vardio has been the preferred partner for Ruben Diaz as our one of our center backs, which he's looked good in parts, but I'm telling you, he made a really rash challenge, and it led to a penalty, and lo and behold, Donnarumma saved the penalty.
Yeah.
But
that
Nemecha
rebound.
got that rebound.
Yep.
And then after that, I was praying. I was tense. I stopped responding.
I noticed. I didn't want.
I was
like,
I scared my
Yeah.
kids when Foden scored the second goal. I was like, go, because it was literally the 90th minute plus one.
Yeah, 91st. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
I will
crazy.
take
Squeaked
it.
it, man. Squeaked it.
It squeaked it.
Yeah.
But this is, I mean, I wanted it to look more comprehensive and more impressive of a win. I'm always gonna back my team even when we're losing, but they're not making it look easy right now.
I have a thing. My fault. Sorry.
Go ahead.
But I was looking at all the stats of like the last few weeks, but it's surprisingly the most surprising thing I've seen is the Viking has not scored in 3 matches, and I'm pretty sure against
99th goal
against Bayer Leverkusen he came off the bench.
Yes,
Subbed
because
in.
they heavily rotated. They had Ormouche, who has not looked good this season. Let's call a spade a spade.
Think the reason is Pep is deciding to change his tactic is the reason why he's not getting these chances or his opportunities to score, or is just he's just having a down moment? Like, we all have those slumps, you know what I'm saying?
No, and that's kind of why, like, I think we talked about it before we went into the international break, that an international break I feel like can absolutely give you the mental break that you need to come back and have full focus on what's ahead of you. Or if you are full of momentum, you could come back and lose that completely. And I mean, you've mentioned a couple times, Mateo, that who was it that we played? That basically, if you block out and you're super physical with Haaland, he has a tough day. And right now, since we're so Haaland dependent, that basically neuters our attack. Thank God Foden showed up with those 2 goals this past weekend. But we had a similar situation where against Newcastle, they have a very physical midfield. That's why I told Cody to pick them, because I like their physicality in midfield. But Joelinton, bully. Bruno Guimaraes, he played in the favelas. Who's there? No, for real though. He's a beast, and that's what I like about them. I love how they play. But
Voltemade, he's not nothing. Voltemade.
Voltemade.
Yeah.
Who has a massive frame?
He's basically a slender version of Holland in his
not good as hair.
No,
Yeah,
okay.
And I
his
was gonna
hair isn't
say,
as
well,
good.
it's growing. It's growing.
Yeah,
He's got.
I haven't seen his YouTube videos yet, but I'm not as impressed.
He's Dortmund Holland. He's Dortmund Holland.
Yeah. There you go. But no, that physicality has the ability to completely silence him for a
Negate.
game.
Yeah.
And I I Leverkusen have looked a lot better this year, and we talked about it. I believe me and Mateo talked about it before that game started.
Yeah.
They're coming back up. I think second or third in the league. They're above Dortmund, so they've been looking good this season. I think because we over rotated the squad, didn't play Holland from the very first minute. A lot of the creative sparks like Cherky and Foden, I don't think were in the starting lineup for that game. It was mostly the B side, and I think that was a little arrogant from Pep. So for to come to this game where Leeds, don't have that reputation for being super physical. Yeah, they came from the championship, but yeah, no, it is concerning. But I'm glad that I'm seeing other people stepping up finally. Foden, namely, really just Foden. Doku, I want to see more goals. Savinho, I'm ready to see him gone. Unfortunately,
Really.
I like. Yeah, I'm over it. I wanted to give him a second chance after last season because, it's the stereotype that usually players don't bet into a Pep Guardiola team until the second season. We're seeing that step up from Doku. Yeah, maybe it hasn't led to a whole lot of goals, but he's looking threatening. He's getting that pass before the assist or just getting assist itself. But I need more, and right now he's Savinho is not doing it. Which we don't have to get into it now, but there's some interesting links that
No, I
are
was gonna
popping
ask
up.
you. I was gonna
Yeah.
ask you because so the way that you're talking about Man City right now, if I didn't know, if I didn't have the table right in front of me,
You would think they were
I
in
would
last
almost feel
place.
like you would think that they were middle of the table, right? They've lost 2 games out of the last 5.
Yeah.
They're obviously second in the table, right? 5 points away from Arsenal, which, by the way, it's not that much. 2 draws and you're basically in it, right?
Oh, I know.
Arsenal, right? So,
Yeah.
do you feel like Man City is truly in bad form and has just been getting away with it? Or do you feel like you just hold Man City to such a dominant level where if you're not absolutely destroying every team you're coming through, that you're not Man City's situation? Do you feel like it's that, or are you actually seeing, because you know this team better than all of us combined, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you're not seeing like the natural evolution of this team through this time? Like, do you feel like they're not where they're supposed to be this time this year,
Like,
or this time through the season?
kind of like how we were talking about Liverpool in the first part of the season when they won those
Yeah,
6 games, but they were squeaking
Is it
by.
sustainable?
Is this
squeaking by.
is
Yeah.
are you feel like that's the same kind of like track you guys are on, or you think it's just not playing to the high standard you think they should be playing at?
I think, I think, I'm still very positive about my team, but I've seen what this team is capable of. Yes, maybe some of the players have moved on, but that mentality is still there. The coach is still there. Some of the same pieces from that treble season are still there. So I know how, and I agree with you, Mateo. I told you because
Mhm.
even before this Chelsea Arsenal game, I was like, yeah, Arsenal are ahead, but it's way too early to be making any definitive conclusions. Oh, they're gonna run away with it. I've seen this. No,
No,
I
I know,
told you
I
that
know. The reason I
because
laugh is
I've
because
seen.
some Arsenal fans make me feel like they've already won it.
Listen,
The way they talking. Anyways, no, sorry,
listen.
sorry.
No. I see those same podcasts, and I remember
Yeah,
guys talking about percentages to win the league. At this time of the year, seasons gone by, and that chance of them winning the title went to zero by the end because we caught them. We have that tendency. We can put together a run of games, and that's where I'm going. I'm not. overly critical on the team. There's pieces where I think they need to up the level. I know there's gears to go. I've seen people like Foden have the season of their lives and will his team to the league. I've seen Bernardo Silva, who's now our captain, you know, knock out Real Madrid almost single-handedly in the Champions League. I've seen this team do things, so I know that they're capable of catching Arsenal or even Chelsea, whoever's ahead of us. I know we're capable of it, but we need consistency to go on one of those runs that we tend to do later in the season that closes that gap. As soon as somebody else drop some points, we pounce on them, and we take first, and we don't let go.
Do
So
you think that in order to do that, you have to make some signings in January?
yeah, I think so because Doku can go up a level. Savinho, I'm writing him off. Foden, no, for real, because
No, I know. I hear you. It's like
I
being
remember I was
Tosin, but-
excited when he came from Girona because he was coming with numbers and he was coming with that flash and he was young and he's still young. He's only like 21, 22, but he's young. But brother, maybe he's one of those players that needs competition for his spot
or just to go
wake
on
up.
loan, or just to go on loan for a season and then come back.
Maybe. So I'm really really curious about the fact that we're being linked to Semenyo, who Liverpool is also interested in. If I mean, we'll get to Liverpool. He could possibly save their season to a respectable place. They're still not that far behind, realistically.
No, they're not.
But
11th, I think, right now.
yeah,
like 5 points away or something like that.
exactly. Yeah, the table's still so tight.
Really
Liverpool
dense,
are on
yeah.
8th right now on 21 points. We're at
3 points
25
away?
points,
Tight
so
ass
4 points
table.
away to second.
Wow. Yeah, it's not over.
But if a player like Semenyo or just some sort of wing attacking talent or someone that can play across the front three, that's interchangeable with Doku, Savinho, Foden, or Cherki, if we could get somebody like that that can add some goals to lessen the burden and the over reliance on Haaland, I don't see why we're not in the title race any less than Chelsea are. And honestly, I mean, Aston Villa, you're not that far away. Everyone's
this
real
purple
close.
patch is real deep
You
dark.
know, now that we're on the subject,
Let's talk about it.
There's one thing that has been bugging me during this entire time, that we've been, going up and we've getting better and better as the season gone on. We had a few bumps in the road. We lost to Arsenal. That was a terrible game. And it reminded me earlier when Mateo talked about how the media and ESPN FC and all these podcasts talked about Chelsea. And it reminded me, I'm like, why is nobody talking about us? What's going on?
No, you guys have been coming up.
And maybe now I haven't been caught up, but the first time I noticed it I forgot. It was like SDC. I forgot the name of the podcast. I think Julius listens to SDS. It was
I love you guys, but you guys did the percentages.
Yeah. So I think it was when we lost to Liverpool, and apparently they got a lot of Liverpool fans on their podcast. So, I mean, I guess it's understandable. But when they were talking about when Liverpool beat Aston Villa, I swear to you, there was not a single comment about how the only reason they scored was because Martinez messed up and literally handed them the ball for goals. None of that. They were just talking about, oh, man, we played real well. We were in great form. We had great opportunities. What opportunities were given to you by the goalie? And then maybe maybe they have been talking about Aston Villa. But
it needs to be
even when we
needs to be brought up more.
Even when we beat Man City, I ain't hear nothing. It was just about how Man City was playing bad. They didn't have great form, but nothing about how Aston Villa was playing great defense and how we were able to stop the Viking from getting his opportunities. And I just feel like what's up with the disrespect towards my team? I don't understand it. Maybe I need to listen to more podcasts.
No, you're right, because you guys in Sunderland, you guys are like a footnote a lot in the media.
Sunderland has the surprise package.
Yeah, and I'm like, Villa and Sunderland should be spoken about more. And I don't know if it's because people just signed it off as like, oh, it's like a purple patch, and it's gonna be one loss and the whole deck of cards. But you guys have been a very good attacking side. Very creative team. Some of the best goals of the season have come from Aston Villa.
From outside,
that cash goal that beat Man City. Those phenomenal.
We love our goals outside the box. Even on the against the Wolves, Kamara's shot from outside that was a great goal too.
No, truly. So I definitely don't. You guys are tied with Chelsea right now.
Yeah, we
are. For third place.
Third and fourth. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just goal differential right now. It's dividing us, and like I said before, Chelsea could fall into a couple of bad games, some banana peels. I was mentioning, I think, before the podcast that Leeds game worries me because it's not the big games that Chelsea don't show up for; it's the little ones. And so it just takes one of those for you guys to overtake us. Same thing with Man City, and all of a sudden the title race is Villa Arsenal. So
I mean,
I don't see it, and honestly, I kind of welcome it. If Villa wins, I'm chilling. That sounds like gravy. That sounds good. I want Chelsea more than anything, but anybody other than the Big Six would be awesome.
Don't get me wrong.
I want a Leicester City Cinderella story again.
Hey, Sunderland.
Sunderland, come on, Sunderland.
Oh, that would be crazy.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. That would be promoted and won the Premier League in the same season. That'd be insane. I would watch every documentary. I would do. Yeah, I might even buy a kit. I'm not even gonna lie.
Sunderland till I die.
I do feel like when it comes to our last few matches, I know you guys have like your strikers, Yao Pedro and Haaland, but we thought, I said it, but we thought that was going to be Watkins, but it turns out, not having a great year. So we had to be creative with how we scored the ball from outside. Matty Cash, Buendia has come on strong. I think Onana had a goal against Bournemouth that was pretty good, and then, so we've had to become creative without a dominant striker. Even though Malin has actually had a very good game against the young boys.
Exactly,
he had 2 goals, I think, and
he's looking really good.
Hopefully, he can continue to look good.
You guys' spread.
I'm telling you,
is really impressive.
Spread out among the field.
Buendia, Rogers, Cash, Onana. All of those.
Everybody scores
over 1 goal. That's excellent.
I love it.
That's some total football.
Total football. Everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. They're a threat to score.
Except for the actual striker.
Except for Ollie Watkins. I don't get it. Maybe he needs a year to. I don't know. Maybe last year was.
Again, it could just be the tactic. It could be kind of what I said. Where
maybe Unai Emery's changed something up.
They're purposely trying to score from flanks. Maybe it's just defensively everybody's kind of, because honestly, I think aside from Holland, I feel like every other striker, maybe Marino has but his are coming more.
He's not even a striker.
Pieces. Oh, that's right. Yeah,
weird.
He's just forced into that position. But I feel like every striker this season has been struggling to score consistently. Am I kind of wrong on that? I mean, we're talking definitely Isaac, Gyökeres,
who is considered a striker. Yeah, he's a striker from Brentford. Has 11 goals, but it's not. There's no big names.
Right. That's
in terms of strikers in the top goal scorers. It's Erling Haaland with 15, Igor Thiago from Brentford with 11. Danny Welbeck, who's like older than us, that has 7 goals. Philippe Mateta from Crystal Palace has 7, and then Anton Semenyo and Mbuemo, who are wingers, who round up the top 5. It hasn't been a great season for strikers, honestly.
No,
Yep, and I think early on when we were on that losing streak, I do believe that Unai Emery saw the writing on the wall and saw that the striker, we're not getting it done up front. We need to kind of like a Spurs type of offense. Everybody everybody contributes to the cause, right? It doesn't matter who as long as the ball goes in the net, It doesn't matter who's scoring it. The right backs, Matty Cash, of course, always coming up, hitting them screamers from outside. His goals are electric, by the way. His goals are the best.
Yeah.
They're so good, and he has been able to just get the whole team outside the center back. Sorry guys, you can't. That's not your whole deal. But he's able to get everybody involved. Scoring. It doesn't matter who scores, as long as we're winning games, getting goals, whether it's the striker or not. We're getting goals, and outside of attacking, which, before I started talking, I was going to say that I think attacking is our weakest point as well. It's an up and a down, right? And not being able to have a solid striker brings its downs because, like against the Wolves, we got that one goal, and that we didn't dominate the position at all. The Wolves had the ball the majority of the time. They had so many different opportunities, but because our defense, and I've said it before, our defense was able to lock in and kind of park the bus after we get that goal and just stop all chances. Martinez had a lot of good saves. He was saving left and right, and our defense, I'm saying it again, I think our defense is very underrated. Very underrated.
I 100% agree. Konza and Pau Torres,
man,
solid, and then
so solid.
Your fullbacks are incredible going forward and tracking back.
Oh, dude, Matty Cash has been so good defensively and offensively, tracking back and going forward when he needs to hit that screamer from outside.
And Digne has 3 assists. It's crazy,
dude. He had I think he assisted. Did he assist in the Man City game? Was that his assist? I can't remember.
Was it fullback to fullback? I might have been. I don't remember. I know Cash scored that goal.
What was it, Sancho? I'm sorry, I can't remember. But we just find ways to score, dude. That Onana goal was crazy against Bournemouth. I think it was Sancho, or was it Tielemans? I think it might have been Sancho off the deflection. It just landed right there, and he was like, F it, and he just and it went wrong. Because he's not a scorer either.
Yeah, it was Onana.
And as the feeling of this whole season has been kind of hectic because the first 5 games y'all were here. I was dejected. I was like, goals. Man,
it was a support group.
It was a support group because I was like, man, we suck. We can't get nothing going. I don't know what's going. I was like, bro, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. I don't know if they even know what to do. They're so dejected. And y'all like, hey, just keep the faith, man. Just keep the faith. And you were right. And now we're looking pretty good. I'm on the fence still. We have 2 tough opponents coming up in Brighton and Arsenal. Brighton has been very good this year. They've been. Yeah. They're right behind us. So they're looking.
That'll be a great game.
It will be, but I'm trying not to look past them. Is the thing. I'm excited for the Arsenal game, but I don't want to. I don't want to just focus on them. We need to focus on Brighton and the game that's right in front of us, and hopefully
one game at a time.
One game at a time. That's how this entire season has gone. If we keep doing that, then I think we'll be fine. Yeah. I don't need us to win. If we finish 4th, I'll be happy as hell.
And you're back in the Champions League. And to go back to something that you said earlier, why people maybe are not talking to you about your team as much. Aston Villa did what Newcastle had done the year before, last year. They were in the Champions League. They had qualified for the Champions League for the first time in a while. And that stress of being in, trying to maintain that form in the league and be competitive in the Champions League, which you guys were. You guys were one of the few teams to beat PSG. Mm-hmm. Eventually drained you, and your league form suffered, and that's why you guys are in. Are you guys in the Europa or the conference?
Europa. I think we're at the top.
So you guys fell. Yeah, you fell in places. So I think that plus the fact that Unai Emery had that stint at Arsenal, and there's still some negative shade against him, maybe is why you're not talked about as much. But I think you guys are as capable as anybody, at the very least, of qualifying for the Champions League. But putting up a fight against anybody and beating
Yeah.
anybody. And just like how I told Mateo, it's early. It's still early in the league. There's 38 weeks. We've just played 13. We're a third of the way through. The table's still tight as hell. From
Yeah.
first, that's at 30th, to 10th.
For all we
9th,
know,
at 20th. It's 10 points.
in 15, 20 weeks, this shit could look so different.
100% different. In 3 weeks, it could look different. Liverpool were in like first 3-4 weeks ago.
Now look at them.
Yeah, they were. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody gave the prem to them, basically. Everybody was like,
they're
"Oh,
gonna
Liverpool.
they're gonna run away with it.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, Arteta should look for another job.
Mhm.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
It's
No, you're not
early,
wrong.
guys. The season is long, and that's what's great about this league is
Yeah.
that anybody could be anybody, and the momentum shifts, and then the narrative next week is completely different than
Man.
the narrative this week.
So
Maresca was gonna get fired like 4 or 5 weeks ago because you
No,
guys
no. He
people
wasn't
were
gonna get
talking
fired.
about it.
People were
But
talking. Rory Jennings
nar-
was talking about it. That guy's
Well.
a doofus, bro. That guy's a nerd.
It's a narrative.
That guy's not Chelsea. That guy's not true Chelsea. Get him out of here. All right. Well, I hear what you're saying. What you're saying is Chelsea's going to win the Premier. Gotcha. So moving on.
I don't want to play against you, but yeah,
But
we'll see.
on a final note, I'm just happy, man. We're playing good football. I'm sorry, I'm not as well versed in the tactics as you guys to this sport yet. I need a couple more years, maybe.
You got this.
I can only say what I'm seeing on the field and through the eyes of different sports, because I'm looking at it with a football and basketball mind. So it's like I'm maybe to you viewers out there, I'm not articulating it well enough for you. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get better. And when I get talking about my teams, man, I start rambling and start 3 different thoughts at the same time. And so same as Mateo when he's talking about Chelsea. So I'm trying to get better. I'm sorry if I'm confusing anybody out there.
At the end of the day, we're fans and we're passionate about our teams.
100%.
Beyond that, who cares? We're gonna talk about what we want to talk about.
Yep.
And look, those YouTube bots are going to always keep watching.
Hey, man. I appreciate all the
Like, share, and
bots.
subscribe.
All the
The
bots.
Wally, if you're out there, I appreciate you.
I did want to ask you guys a question before we
Yeah.
ended here. I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the poorer teams, and I don't know these teams as well as you guys maybe do, or maybe we don't altogether. But like, it seems that there's 3 managers, three gappers as they say, that are looking closer and closer to being sacked. Right? That's Thomas Frank. That's Arnie Slack and Amarim. You don't think Arnie is up there with?
You said
that?
Arnie Slack.
Sorry, wait. What did I mean?
Arnie Slack.
Oh, you
Arnie
did say
Slack,
slack.
sorry.
You did say slack.
I'm sorry. I just
He's
get
slacking, I get it, but
yeah, slot. Thank you for keeping. Who do you guys have as like being the most underwhelming, possibly being the first to
Get the
go,
sack.
if at all?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Say those names again. Sorry.
Arnie Slot from Liverpool, Thomas Frank from Tottenham Spurs, and Arteta from Liverpool. And just to remind you guys,
Arnie.
Wait.
from Liverpool. Arteta is
You said 2. You
Yeah,
just said 2 managers from Liverpool, bro.
goddamn,
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Like I said, I truly am tired. Amram from Man United. Thomas Frank from Spurs, and Arnie Slot for Liverpool. Sorry, guys. Sorry. It's been a long day.
no, you're
It's a Monday.
you're good.
So Man United lost to Everton with a 10-man Everton, if you remember that. Thomas Frank has had a very underwhelming attacking team. He's been very defensive, but even defensively, he's just been leaking goals like crazy. And and Arnie's obviously just finished with a run of losses, and has only kind of come back after a win against a questionable West Ham United. So
Yeah, giving Isak his first goal.
giving
I
Isaac
mean,
his first goal.
it's tough because they're like you said, they're all in completely different situations. Some came into this season with so much expectation on them. Some
Who would you say that is?
Arnie
Arnie
Slot.
Slot?
honestly, Arnie Slot, yeah, because
Yeah.
Arnie Slot, they spent so much money. They broke the British transfer record twice for Verts and for Isak. Isak just got his first goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he has credit in the bank because he won the league in his first year, which was incredible. But he did it primarily with Slot's team or with I'm sorry, Klopp's
Klopp.
team. So honestly, before this win, I've heard rumblings that he's in the hot seat for sure. And let's be honest, he has a really tough game this next weekend. Sunderland don't look. We've talked about it. Sunderland are in 6th. They're above Liverpool. If they lose to Sunderland, that boy might get fired. He might be getting sent
Him
back to
and
the Netherlands.
and whoever you said from Tottenham, he is also on the hot. Because
Spurs?
what?
Yeah.
Well, like 5 weeks ago, they were like in 5th
Thomas
place,
Frank. Yeah.
and now
I think they were up to 3rd.
they were in the top 4 or 5 at least, and now they're in the middle of the pack and dropping. They've lost 3 games, 3 games in the last 4, and they're not looking good.
To be fair, they were against pretty top teams. I mean, Chelsea and Arsenal, who are both. And then who was the third team that they lost to?
They lost.
They just lost
the Fulham. Who is below them?
Fulham.
Who is below
Right,
them?
right.
Yeah.
Fulham. Right.
I think with Tottenham, I don't think anyone was expecting them to win the North London derby against Arsenal.
Really?
I don't think.
Oh, against Arsenal, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was expecting.
Especially
that.
after that loss to Chelsea, where they got like .007 XP or XP, something like that. Yeah.
I think Thomas Frank, because he did such a great job after years at Brentford, I think he's safe, honestly. Because let's also bear in mind their manager before, who was Ange Postecoglou, talked a big game, but ultimately had them in like 16th by the end of the season.
Yeah.
17th. It was them. It was them and Man United at rock bottom, just above relegation.
No, Man
And
United
they didn't
was
fire
above
him
them, which is
until
crazy.
Yeah, they
This
didn't
season.
fire him till like that very last game when when they won the Europa. But I think they're gonna give him more time. Amarin, I think it's really down to Amarin and Arne Slot. But I'm gonna give the edge to Arne Slot that he fired for. If
Just because the pressure of the team, the money, the fact that you're defending Premier League championship, you think that if he doesn't produce in the next few games, he's gone? Who do you think would replace him? Do you think Klopp's coming back?
Ooh, TT.
I don't even know.
Somebody give my man Thierry Henry a job somewhere, bro.
No, he's not coaching.
Give him someone give him a job, bro.
No, he's fine. What are you talking about? He's chilling. He's all over the place.
He's all over.
You know,
Kate Abdo.
I know Real Madrid's fans are not too happy with Alonso.
Really think
starting
so?
to slip. Yeah,
you think he'll come over to Liverpool? You think that would be a good fit?
Yeah, he's a club legend. He played for Liverpool. He won them the Champions League. Before they got Arne Slot, they approached Alonso first, but Alonso wanted Real Madrid.
I hear you, but what I mean is, do you feel like the issues? Because I feel like there's parallels between Liverpool and Real Madrid right now, in that you have a lot of players that you have to juggle and give more time to, less time to. I feel like that would be almost a parallel move to bring Xavi, and it sounds like he's not exactly providing a good environment to get this team together in Real Madrid. So I'd be interested to see that be different in Liverpool. But it is a different league, and the players in Liverpool are definitely not as big names, or definitely less of an ego than And at this point, there's probably a sense of desperation in the dressing room. I feel like if I was a player in the dressing room and a new manager came through, I would just try whatever it is that they're trying to tell, just to see if it'll work. So it could be that might be a good choice.
Yeah, I think the player power in Real Madrid isn't rivaled anywhere else. Where they run that dressing room, even if he is also a very well known and he was a well loved Real Madrid player. I
Yeah.
think his legendary status would give him more time and probably a lot more control in a situation like Liverpool than in Real Madrid, where it's a win now mentality, juggle all these egos, get it done. The only person that really has done that super effectively is Zinedine Zidane and Carlo Ancelotti for a couple years. But even by the end of that, it wasn't gelling so well.
Hmm.
I don't know, but I
You don't
definitely
think
think
Zidane would come for a season while he's waiting to coach for France?
Nah, yeah. I think he would go back to Real Madrid. Yeah. I think it's Real Madrid and the French national team.
Okay.
Apart from that, he seems pretty content just sitting on the
Doing
sidelines
whatever it
waiting.
is. Yeah.
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 Just
I love
enjoying his.
I respect
family.
it. Nothing wrong with that.
I love that.
No, not at all.
All right, y'all. Let us know in the comments who you think the next manager to get sacked is. If we
Who do you think is livelihoods on that line?
who's
Let's
gonna
play some betting odds.
lose? Who's gonna lose their livelihood next? Comment it down
get
below.
outta here.
Maybe we'll talk about it next week. If we agree with you or not. And
Yeah. No.
like,
definitely.
comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see y'all
Absolutely.
next week.
I'm
Hopefully,
gonna bet.
peace out.